Clashes in Ivory Coast's economic capital, Abidjan, between members of the special forces and the police. Sources indicate the violence linked to the arrest of a soldier began last week on Thursday when about 15 special forces soldiers broke into a police prefecture in the northern part of the country to demand for the release of their colleague. The circumstances of his arrest are yet to be clarified, though the police and military authorities issued a statement to ease the situation. But it didn't end there. On Saturday, a significant number of soldiers raided the Lycée Classique d'Abidjan, located in the commune of Cocody, where police candidates were sitting their entry-level examinations. The same day, a police station was reportedly attacked in Yamoussoukro, the political capital, by elements of the special forces. These events are raising concerns among the authorities as well as for the Ivorian citizens. Ruth.
Indeed, the various attacks have made rounds on social media. Some Ivorians expressed their concern about this situation as it revoked memories of the attack on September 19, 2002, which led to an armed rebellion that split the country in two. We are now joined by a correspondent in Abidjan, Ebram, with more on this.
Bonjour et bienvenue sur Africanews.
Hello, Bro, and thank you for joining Africanews.
Bonjour, Ruth. Bonjour, Linette. Comment allez-vous?
On va super bien, merci.
We are very well, thank you. So, tell us exactly what is going on between the Special Forces and the National Police of Côte d'Ivoire.
Alors, comme vous l'avez si bien mentionné, les forces spéciales...
So, as you rightly mentioned, the Ivorian Special Forces are determined to fight their police brothers in arms. It all began on Thursday, 19th September, at around 9 a.m. when some members of the Special Forces broke into the police territory, claiming that they wanted to release one of their colleagues who had been rounded up by police a few hours earlier in the municipality of Abobo, north of Abidjan. The circumstances of his arrest have not yet been clarified by police and the military authorities, who subsequently issued a statement to calm people down. They have even launched a campaign to raise awareness and to call for calm in various barracks and police stations, which obviously did not reach the two opposing parties. Just 2 days later, on Saturday, the 21st of September, when candidates were sitting a written entrance exam to the police academy, a significant number of members of the Special Forces raided the Classic High School in Abidjan, located in the municipality of Cocody. The choice of this place was strategic because this is where the several police officers in charge of ensuring the proper conduct of the tests were situated. On the same Saturday, a police station was reportedly attacked in Yamoussoukro, the political capital, by members of the Special Forces.
And Debra, are there risks that this current situation could get any worse?
Alors, cela va entièrement dépendre de l'approche du règlement du conflit.
So it will all depend entirely on the approach of resolving the conflict. In other words, the Ivorian authorities, who at the moment take this situation very seriously, must call on the perpetrators, because before thinking about any sanctions on either side, have the Special Forces exceeded their privilege? Did they act under or with orders from their leadership? These are all the questions that should be answered truthfully, at the risk of aggravating the situation and creating a certain anxiety among the population. It's important to note that some members of the Special Forces consider this conflict as a humiliation or the idea of seeking a possible opportunity for revenge. Otherwise, after the confrontation at the barracks and the police territory where the first incident took place, calm should have returned by now. In the event that this confrontation lasts, it will be very damaging for both forces, one which has an impressive gun force and the other which has a massive deployment throughout the country.
Ebram, vous êtes sur place à Abidjan.
Côte d'Ivoire is 1 year away from the presidential election. Do you think that this kind of conflict within the army could have an impact on the election?
Avoir un impact sur ce scrutin très attendu, je le rappelle.
Well, it's a rather sensitive issue, but we know that for an election to take place, we need peace at all levels, at the policy level, at the level of the population, and especially at the level of the army.
impact
To
considérable.
answer your question, I can say that it will have considerable impact because the presidential election must take place and must not take place under such circumstances. The national police play a very active role in the surveillance of polling stations, and the special forces are called upon in the event of a terrorist or any other weapon attacks. And I think that the Ivorian authorities are thinking deeply about finding solutions and preventing this kind of conflict. The 2020 presidential election is a subject of several discussions in the country, especially security.
Eh bien, vous l'avez dit, Ebrin, l'enjeu est assez grand. Merci de votre
So
participation.
thank you for your insights, Ebra.
Merci, au revoir.
Au revoir et très belle journée à Abidjan. Ebrin Brou, notre
Have a nice day in Abidjan, our correspondent in
Côte
Abidjan.
d'Ivoire.
Thank you very much, Ibra. Away from Côte d'Ivoire to get the news making headlines from across the continent.